Did you know that chickens, when given free access to charcoal, will eat it on their own, completely by choice? No one trained them. No one mixed it into their feed. They just walked up to it and ate it. And when I first saw that happen in my own flock, I stopped and thought, if they're seeking this out instinctively, there has to be a reason. So I started digging into why, and what I found completely changed how I manage my birds. Today I'm going to show you exactly how I use charcoal and wood ash with my chickens, what each one does, how to use it correctly, and later in this video, the one mistake that turns charcoal from genuinely helpful to completely useless. It's more common than you'd think, and it catches people off guard every time. By the end of this, you'll have a simple, low-cost system you can start this week. First, and this is where most people go wrong immediately, charcoal and wood ash are not the same thing. They come from the same fire, but they do completely different jobs. Charcoal is what you get when wood burns slowly with limited oxygen, black, lightweight, and porous at the microscopic level. That porosity is the whole secret. It gives charcoal an enormous surface area that can bind and trap substances as it moves through the digestive system. Wood ash is the gray powder left after wood fully burns. Mineral-rich, alkaline, and it works in a completely different way. More on that in a moment. 2 products, 2 jobs. Keep them separate in your mind and you'll get results. Confuse them and you'll waste your time. And before anything else, this only works with ash and charcoal from untreated natural hardwood. Oak, maple, hickory, fruit wood. The moment you burn plywood, pressure-treated lumber, painted wood, or anything chemically treated, the ash becomes genuinely toxic to your birds. Hardwood only. That's non-negotiable. Here's what most chicken keepers don't realize. Their flock is being quietly exposed to something damaging almost every single day, and most of them have no idea. Mycotoxins, toxic compounds produced by molds that grow in feed, in bedding, in the environment. Even with clean management and quality feed, some level of exposure is almost impossible to avoid completely. And mycotoxins suppress the immune system, reduce egg production, and over time cause serious internal damage, silently with no obvious symptoms until the problem is already advanced. This is exactly where charcoal earns its place. When a chicken eats a small amount of charcoal, it passes through the digestive tract without being absorbed into the bloodstream. As it moves through, it binds to mycotoxins and other harmful compounds and carries them out of the body entirely. The chicken never absorbs them. Simple mechanism, remarkable results. Many keepers who've added charcoal consistently report improvements in stool consistency, energy levels, and over several months better production numbers. Some poultry research supports this direction too, but results vary by flock, management, and environment. This is a tool, not a guaranteed fix, and many keepers believe chickens instinctively seek charcoal when their bodies benefit from it. Although exactly why they do this isn't fully understood, what is clear is that given the choice, many flocks will seek it out on their own. Now, remember that mistake I mentioned at the start? The one that turns charcoal from helpful to completely useless? Here it is. If you are giving your birds any medication, antibiotics, therapeutic vitamins, anything, do not feed charcoal at the same time. Charcoal binds indiscriminately. It will bind your medication right along with the toxins, and your treatment becomes useless. Separate them by at least 2 hours. And during any active treatment course, stop charcoal completely. That's the mistake, simple to avoid once you know it. Easy to make if nobody told you. 2 approaches work well, and I use both. The first is free choice. Crush your charcoal to roughly corn kernel size or smaller and put it in a small dish your birds can access anytime. Most flocks will self-regulate, eating more when they need it, ignoring it when they don't. The second is mixing into feed. Use a finer crush, almost a powder, and mix it in at 0.5% to 1% of total feed by weight. That's 5 to 10 grams per kilogram of feed. Conservative, safe, effective for daily use. For rotation, I run 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off when mixing into feed. This gives the gut time to reset and avoids any interference with nutrient absorption during the off period. Free choice, I leave out permanently. But surprisingly, charcoal isn't the thing that impressed me most. The real surprise came from the ash, and specifically what happened when I stopped using chemical mite treatments altogether. Wood ash brings two things your flock genuinely cares about: minerals and parasite control. The mineral piece matters most for your laying hens. Every eggshell requires a significant calcium draw from your hen's body. If her diet isn't perfectly balanced, especially on pasture or free range, she may be running slightly deficient without you seeing obvious symptoms yet. Thinner shells, texture problems, or hens eating their own eggs can all be early signs. Many keepers report improvement in shell quality after introducing small amounts of ash into the diet consistently. But the place where ash does its most dramatic work is the dust bath, and that's where we're going next. If you've dealt with mites or lice in your flock, you know how fast they can destroy condition, tank production, and make your birds genuinely miserable. Chickens' dust bathe instinctively to control external parasites. Fine dry particles work into the feathers and skin, coat the spaces where mites and lice live, and eliminate them mechanically. No chemicals, no resistance buildup over time. Wood ash makes this dramatically more effective. The fine alkaline particles are particularly hostile to external parasites. Many keepers find it highly effective against low-level mite and lice problems, and without the resistance cycle that makes chemical treatments progressively less effective with each use. My setup is simple: a large rubber tub or wooden box big enough for 2 or 3 birds at once, a mix of 2 parts fine dry soil, 1 part sand, 1 part wood ash, kept under cover so it stays completely dry. Wet dust bath material is useless. The particles clump and lose all effectiveness the moment they absorb moisture. I keep mine accessible year-round. In winter, it moves inside the coop. My birds use it daily. I very rarely see any evidence of external parasites, and I haven't used a chemical treatment in years. Now, the warning that goes with wood ash, because I've seen people do this and damage their flock without understanding why. Do not sprinkle wood ash heavily across your coop bedding, hoping to improve air quality. Here's what actually happens. Wood ash is highly alkaline. Chicken droppings are rich in nitrogen and uric acid. When alkaline ash contacts wet or damp droppings, a chemical reaction occurs that volatilizes ammonia, converting it from a relatively stable compound into a gas that releases rapidly into the enclosed air of your coop. You don't reduce ammonia, you accelerate it. And the result is a spike in ammonia levels that damages your bird's respiratory systems and in serious cases causes eye damage and blindness. A very light dusting on completely dry bedding carries significantly less risk, as dry conditions reduce this reaction. But the moment your bedding has any moisture, which in most co-ops it does, ash on the floor becomes a problem, not a solution. Keep ash in the dust bath. Keep it in the compost pile. Keep it off your coop floor. For ash, if you have a wood fire, you have everything you need. Let it cool completely. Store it dry in a sealed container. Moisture destroys its effectiveness. Stored dry, it lasts indefinitely. For charcoal, pure hardwood only. Agricultural or food-grade activated charcoal is the cleanest option commercially. If you're buying it, check that wood is the only ingredient listed. Do not use barbecue briquettes. They contain binders, accelerants, and additives that are harmful to your birds. Wrong charcoal is worse than no charcoal. Charcoal results tend to show up in stool consistency and energy within the first 2 to 4 weeks. Deeper improvements, feather quality, production, overall condition, emerge over 1 to 3 months. This is a long game, not an overnight fix. Ash dust bath results are faster. If you have a low-level parasite problem, Many keepers report seeing improvement within a few weeks of consistent use. Look at your flock in 90 days and compare them to today. That's where you'll see the real picture. Charcoal works inside the body, binding toxins, supporting gut health, protecting the immune system, free choice or half to 1% in feed. Never alongside medications. Wood ash works externally, in the dust bath for parasite control, and in small dietary amounts for mineral support, particularly calcium for your layers. Keep it dry. Keep it off wet coop floors. Two things. Almost zero cost, both natural, both backed by what experienced keepers report consistently across many different flock types. Start with the dust bath this week and set it up, keep it dry, and watch what your birds do with it. Then introduce charcoal-free choice and pay attention to how much they eat and when. If you're already using either of these, or if you've tried them and seen something I haven't mentioned here, drop it in the comments. The most useful knowledge in this space comes from people who are actually out there doing this every day. And remember, if your chickens walk over to a dish of charcoal and start eating it on their own, don't assume they're being strange. They may be telling you something about what their bodies need.